Okay, so we're back with Hiss and Kaifa, taking a bit longer of a break from Battletech. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and disband both our mercenaries. This drops us down to only 3,000 men, but the reason I'm doing this is because our manpower pool is actually pretty decent. And our next target, that we sort of talked about during the last episode, I guess, is Georgia. So we're going to start building spy network there. We'll recall here, and we'll start making favors with the Jean. There. Now let's fill our... We've been warned, have we? Okay. It actually works out well for us. I'll show you guys why in a second. We're going to fill our army up to, what is that? So that's 9 total. We can put in 2 more, so we'll take another loan. And we'll go up 2 more infantry. So a couple of things. First off, we're going to have trouble with rebels here in a little bit. It shouldn't be terrible if we get lucky with guessing which province we're going to start with. I think we can actually look at which one has the most unrest. I'm not sure if it's base unrest or if it's after modifiers like having your army in it. I don't really know. I don't usually pay all that much attention to revolts. Generally speaking, you're not in as dire straits as you are with the entire early Hiss and Kaifa campaign, right? So we're going to have to crush those. Shouldn't be too hard. We do still have our initial ruler. He's getting to be 49, so not terribly old, not terribly young, and he's a little bit below average. So my hope is that he dies soon, and that we can get a much better heir to replace him. So we're going to be dropping our army maintenance. Okay, we'll move toward legalism. I think that puts us, yeah, that's pretty pathetic. And no, we're not going to give for trade power. So we're doing this just to try to maintain some semblance of a not crumbling treasury, right? So we're still losing a little bit of money. We've been warned by Karakanlu, but this is okay. Hopefully we can get enough favors with Mamluks and with the Jean that when we go in against Georgia, we can bring them in against Karakanlu and reset our truce. Because right now our truce lasts until 73. Shoot, okay, they saw Ottoman protection. Okay, so Crimea is a march into the Ottomans. It's not terrible for us. It does make the Ottomans a little bit stronger, which is not great for us. Maybe now they win a war they would lose in the 50-50s, particularly because there are things like strong Hungary, Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth still fighting here. Interesting. I've seen this go worse for Europe before, a weak Hungary, and even as I call it a strong Hungary right now, really isn't. Only 9,000 men. Hungary has some pretty tremendous problems in the early game. We'll have to see if they can get around. Now, I was sort of tempted to launch a humiliation war against Georgia. We could have done that. Well, I mean, we didn't know the warning was coming, but we could have done that immediately after the war here with Karakanlu and gotten 100 monarch points each. Now that we've been warned, though, if we take a look at our... we can probably get away with a war here, take Georgia, and then a war to take things from Karakanlu. Remember, even if the Ottomans have a minus 50... Oh, what are they war? Okay, that's not going to go against them for very long. They'll probably take Dalkadir. But even if they're willing to join a coalition, if nobody else is, it won't pop, right? So there have to be 3 minimum... minimum 3 nations willing to do that. So I think we'll go for 2 claims here. Or that'll take some time. If the main goal of this is to reset the truce with Karakanlu, we could just go in, take the additional aggressive expansion, but it is a risk, and this is going relatively quickly. That's 1.79 a month, so okay, we'll do this properly. Why not? And yeah, neither of these 2 schools are worth the cost, I think. Something else that we do have to do here is we will promote the Armenian culture. This should let us do... Interesting. Territory -2. Buys... Oh, right, we're still coring. We took a lot of Georgian lands here. I think that was Georgian. Armenian lands. And what that means is we need to accept that culture to, one, get 15% higher productivity everywhere. We no longer... Yeah, okay, that costs Diplo power, which we just spent. But it also will allow us to convert some of these provinces, right? So with the accepted culture, lack of a penalty there, I guess. Well, without the unaccepted culture penalty, is the better way to say it, we actually stand a chance of converting some of these counties to Sunni, which is good, because if we look right now at our religion screen, we're at 51% religious unity, which, I'll come over here to stability, that's a direct increase to the cost to increase our stability, all the way up so that it's, what, 219? That's ridiculous. Some of that's from overextension, some of it's from positive stability, but the additional 50% from religious unity is that's really not manageable. Not really. So, where do we think we're gonna go? Safe bet might be Van, but I don't know, I'm feeling Bayezid. We'll have to see if I'm correct about that. Won't take long anyway. Oof, we are bleeding money with those forts up. So I guess the goal is we kill Georgia, we take all their money, we reset our truce with Karakanlu while taking money from them. It's not completely a reset, it will be more than 5 years if we take a lot of their cash. I'll have to see if it's worth it with the war contribution if we do bring in our allies. But anyway, we need it for the economy right now anyway. So we'll do that. We'll go in against Karakanlu, try to take over to Shirvan, get access to the Caspian Sea, and then we can go for things like Biapus and Mazarandan. We're moving in the wrong direction for the achievement. Right? For the achievement, we need to move south. But in order to do that, we have to be able to stand on our own 2 feet. And what I'm thinking is, we should probably conquer most of Karakanlu, Mushasha, even Najam. We'll turn on them once we have the strength, which is not right now. There is still a strong Timurids, which is kind of impressive. Ooh, Airdyne. I don't care. Ooh, our air died. Okay, so we have a 143. We no longer have a general, so we will have to... Wait, how old's my air? Oh, okay, well... 3322. Cool. Guess that works. Alright, that's not great for us. We're going to have to do a river crossing into a mountain. We could have gone up to Kars and around, probably should have. -2 for terrain. Okay, that'll cost us about 2,000 men. The merchant doesn't really matter. I'm not going to ally Karaman. I'm not going to ally Biapus. They're too small to really help us with much of anything. And we'll stand on All-2. Now this one is a little bit more reliable because if it pops in Kars, then we get the defense from the fort, regardless of if we have to move on to it or if we start there. If we stand on All-2 and it pops in All-2, that's the only way to get that mountain defense here, which is what we want. Oh, that's a bad treasury. Okay, well, we have our other claim. We still have some overextension, but let's go ahead and see who would join us. We could get a Jam. Mamluks would come in if Karakanlu comes in, is my guess. And if we take a look here at the Karakanlu military, that's nothing. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and provoke the Georgian, of course they're on Kars. We're going to provoke the Georgian separatists. The reason being, I want fewer separatist problems when this war is proceeding. We might be able to get some help from our allies with things like that, but it will distract them from the fight, and we want this fight to be quick. We want it to be at least quick in terms of fighting Karakanlu. The quicker we can make that, the quicker we can get them to peace out, the quicker we can take their money, and reset more of our truce timer back from, 74, I think it was, to... Oh, will they not join? Okay. We need to boost our... Diplo rep. Okay, come in. Cool, they're in the war. And we will fire him basically next month. We can't afford him. This does pause some of our cores until we can get Karakonlu out, because we took this land from Karakonlu, at least some of it. It looks like the Bitlissi land will still core just fine. The overextension isn't our worst problem right now, so bit of a rookie maneuver on my part, but we'll do what we can. If our ruler dies, it's just -1. He's not leading an army, so that's kind of okay. It's a very nice wall breach. This air replacement is actually looking pretty good for us right now. Though hopefully we can get somebody with better stats in the future, because a 143 is still 1 point below average, and having that 4 in Diplo is a challenge. We already have specialized into admin here, but we're going to drop down to 7 a month in admin, and we're still trying to expand, so that's very much not good. Let's take a look at the Karakonlu peace willingness, already up at 35. 20 modifier from their military strength is helping us quite a bit. And if we can get our allies to take Mosul, it'll really work pretty well. We can also give out an objective here for Ajam. We're not going to give them any land in this, so it really doesn't matter for that. I just want somebody sieging it. Looks like the Mamluks suffering a local defeat, pulls them off the fort, which is idiotic. They didn't need to do that, but the AI is going to AI. And we cannot keep up this burn rate for very long. That's very, very severe. If we take a look at our loans, it's right here, here. That's no small amount. And with overextension, we can only keep up to maybe around 20 or so at any given time. Maybe 25, so we're halfway to bankruptcy right now. And draining through those at around 1 loan every 3 to 4 months. So we need Karakonlu out. We need them out fast. Maybe if Tabriz is their capital. So if Tabriz falls, that should do it. Again, all we want is a little bit of money, that's it. Then we can hopefully consolidate again, we can turn off some of our forts again. We don't need to keep both of these. Once we have this Georgian land here, we're not going to keep both of those forts right next to each other. Probably keep the one in Kars. It's more useful in terms of coverage for adjacent provinces. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's actually a pretty nicely placed fort there. You know, in the long term, we might want to put several forts in this region, but we don't have the money for that right now, not even close to it. Frankly, if I wasn't so scared of the Ottomans, I wouldn't keep these forts either, because the economy boost from them. I mean, we haven't even built a single church, and it's 1464. So our economy is in the pits. What we're gambling on is that our economy will go up faster from taking land than it will from anything else. So we're spending our money to take land instead of playing tall, because playing tall where we are is pretty pointless. We don't have good control over any different trade nodes, right? We'll get a little bit more in Aleppo once our overextension is down. That will take a while. And now I think we will go for the national tax modifier just to try to stop the bleeding a little bit. Okay, well, that's unfortunate, but well, we have no choice there. I think something we might do is we might, so we've won into Tbilisi, that's good. We're not going to join Ajami offensive wars. I think they'll still like us. Mamluks won't like us enough to keep us if we do that. So we can't do that to them, but Ajam probably will. Right now we're stronger than Ajam. So we're negotiating only with Karakonlu. We can get them to peace, and we can get how much money? 75. Okay. Sets the truce until 71, 3 years shorter. That's very good. Take that. Now we're only going against Georgia, and as soon as we have that, yeah, we have a diplomat back. Okay. Coalition, Karakonlu, don't care. Coalition of one won't form. So we will break these two forts. It hurts a little bit because mountain forts are absolutely spectacular, but we don't really have much choice there. And we're going to... Now we're going to have to deal probably with the Tbilisi separatists very soon. And we do have these noble rebels coming up as well that are a little bit more scary, but we're going to start preparing for our next war with Karakanlu. We have claims right now in the south, which is actually... Ooh, wow. Well, give me that legitimacy, I guess. So what'll happen now... oh, dang it. Hold on. Really? Okay. I do want the Merchant Guild's influence. I have to chase down these Georgian separatists. I was trying to stop them with a force at Hiss and Kaifa, but I accidentally unpaused the game because we got that pop-up. Oh well, we should be able to block them off at Kars and fight them on the mountain fort. Hopefully. Right? Nope, they're going through to Altu, because of course they are. So, we'll kill them there, and that the army of a defeated nation immediately becomes rebels in the case where the nation falls. Because that's what happened there. Whoa. Heir of their dynasty favors. Okay, sure. No, he sucks. But at least he's somebody we can use as a general. Maybe he'll die too, who knows. So we did need a general in here to make that a little bit cleaner. There's no reason we should have taken that many casualties in that fight. And, wow, I really like that 3-3-2-2 we had before. But nothing we can do about it. What we can do, let's check our influence, yep, that's fine, is we can go up to 26% crown land. So the reason I'm hesitating for the proposal of the emirs is we have the time that we need to do this for the war with Karakanlu, but we don't necessarily have the time without revolts, right? Because we're going to have to fight 2 more revolts. Our maximum is 17,000. I don't think we're going to get there. What we can do, this should be fine. So if you look at Urzikan, current autonomy is 40.8, needs to get down below 35. That should easily happen. And, oh, man, that was a lot of loan renewals. We can go up to 69 ducats per loan. It's not a ton. More than what we had before, so it's 15 ducats. Let's just sit on this for right now. We're going to consolidate the 54 ducat loans. After the next war with Karakanlu, we should go up to something like 80 or so ducats per loan, which is a lot better. We might actually want to suppress those rebels. Or, I mean, the other thing we can do, if we take a look at local autonomy, it's pretty high here. We can just bite the bullet now that we are a little bit more stable, decrease our autonomy across the board with these affected provinces. Really, yeah, we're going to do that. So, there you go. Oh, well, I didn't read. I'm supposed to increase their autonomy. Yeah, screw it. There's no way I'm increasing autonomy for stuff like that. Can we make anything here state yet? No. Let's see what this did to... Rebazon gave us an insult. That's just rude. We will take that royal marriage. And... okay. Let's go ahead and make these states here. And okay, states is completed. Good. Let's take a look at our military capacity up by another 2,000 men, which is very nice. We'll put that right in. Our manpower is struggling a little bit. I do want to see if we can drill, but we can't drill and put down rebels and afford to bleed 4 ducats a month. Oh, goodbye. How many favors do we have with the Mamluks? 8. So that will get up to 10 before the next war with Karakanlu. Yeah, we've pissed off all of those guys now. Short war rival with Karakanlu. 5 prestige. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we did go up about a ducat from replacing those sorry, not replacing, lowering the autonomy in those locations. Oh, let's see. Now we're big enough to fight these rebels too. So we got the additional space in our land unit cap because we were able to decrease autonomy, increase our effective development base, because the autonomy is like a straight debuff to your development across the board. So this is not bad. 13,000 men is not bad. Our manpower is awful, but we might actually be able to ask for some men from Ajam comfortably. If we look at favor actions, how much will we get? 762, that's nothing. 1,000. We don't want to use... Our favors here are more valuable because they're stronger. Memluks are stronger. So, okay, let's go ahead and set provinces of interest. I'm going to try to avoid using Ajam in the next war with Karakanlu, because they also want this territory. If we look up here, actually, let's go into their strategic interest. Yeah. Ardabul, Tabriz, all of these different things. They'll even take the occupation of things like Shirvan from us. And we need to move over here to the east relatively quickly. For one thing, I'd like to start collecting in Persia, or at least transferring better to Aleppo, where we are collecting a measly 0.62 ducats. We're not going to consolidate that node. Oh, we need to stop drilling. Okay. There's a mountain not protected by a fort. That'll be Erzurum. So all of the other provinces, unless they take a fort, will flip back to us once they've taken it. Erzurum's the only one that won't. So we're going to stand on Erzurum, because wherever they pop, as soon as they move, we'll get the occupation back. Unless it's here. So I don't really want to fight them over a mountain that important. We could go up another 1,000 men to help us win the fight faster, more decisively, so we're going to do that. It might put us a little bit in debt for our manpower for a little bit. But again, we're not fighting until 1471, the next important war anyway, so let's see, it'll cost 35. Early fabricate on Melikits, just for the higher development base. Oh, that's gross. That corruption is going to eat even more of our treasury. Yeah, this is not great. But hey, you know, we've come a long way in a short amount of time. There's going to be some growing pains from it. We should be able to get everything sorted out without too much trouble. We can have 32 loans max, and we have quite a few of them. Most of them are smaller than we could consolidate, basically. We can also still sell titles for about 2.5 loans there. We could also pound this debased currency option. It's not a good long-time strategy. Yeah, we need this next war to make us probably stable. I'm not even sure that will. It'll get us closer. We want to be able to have a respectable military, calm down some of our revolts, and be able to make a little bit of money, which is it's a lot to ask for, but we should be able to get there once we have, I'm thinking around 250 development. This game will get a lot easier. We just have to race toward that mark, right? So they found our spy network, which sucks. We might be taking a lot of land without a valid claim, but I don't think many people will care. If we look at religions here, I mean, Karakanlu is pretty alone in this region for being Shia. Most of the other Shia land is occupied by a Sunni country. Why can't I convert people? Not accepted culture. Coptic gives it -2. What's my other not accepted culture? Georgian. So we need to accept that. It's only at 16 development. Okay. Requiring more Georgian land right now. So as soon as we make those into states, we should be able to accept Georgian. Then we can start converting in this region. At least the Orthodox land. It might be worthwhile. No, okay, so we don't have a good advisor we can pay for that. And we will actually cut our army maintenance. We're not going to reinforce until this gets a little bit higher up. We're also going to cut our forts, save money while we can. This gets up to 80 or 90. It's just bitless. care that much. If it gets up to 90, we'll increase our pay here again. So everything mothballed, we're now getting plus 0.37, which is better than plus 0. Can we ask for money from the shop? That actually get us anything worthwhile. 19 ducats. 63 ducats. Okay, you know what? Screw it, Ajam. I want more favors with Mamluks. Volkadir. Why do they have favors with us still? That's weird. No. That hurt my trust. No, okay, it didn't. So we're not currently an ally, I suppose. Okay, so we're going to take national ideas here. It will slow our ability to actually state partly Kaketi, this area, but that's okay. Ordinarily, I'd want to take something like economic or frankly religious. With the problems that we have, missionary strength plus 3 would be pretty amazing. But if we look at our air right now, 160. That's just, we're just gonna have to wait before we can even choose anything. We're still behind on nearly 2 techs for our Diplo. Well, yeah, we're 2 techs behind. 556 means that tech level 6 has been reached. So we're quite far behind on Diplo. Oof. We need to get this institution from the Mamluks. They're still getting it through Syria. As soon as they do, it'll come to us, but that is quite a while down the line. So we need access to the Mediterranean, but we have no way of getting it, right? If we had taken Dulkadiri land, we probably would have been attacked by the Ottomans. They have their claims on Karaman now, so allying Karaman would be really stupid. But it's also what the Mamluks have done, I think. So we can expect to see Mamluki-Ottoman war relatively soon, which is bad for us, because the Mamluks will almost certainly lose that war. Yeah. And in so doing, they will weaken our relative strength with the Ottomans. Because our alliance block is measured by the strength of everybody in it. Right now it's actually not terrible. It's us, Ajam, and the Mamluks. It's not bad. But you weaken one of them, you weaken one of us. So let's see, we could ally Nogai. No real use for that until we move east and can start heading into things like Gazikimuk and the Great Horde. I'm curious. Right, of course the Ottomans ally Gazikimuk because... Ooh. Okay, why are they furious with us? Do they want some of our provinces? Yeah, okay. This is getting into dangerous territory. Oh, I forgot to increase army maintenance. Let's pop that fort back on. That'll secure Hartley. Okay. Yep, because of the fort and cars, there's no separatism. Barely stated anyway. Actually, is it even? No, it's not even stated. Shout out to anyone who plays Total War and has used Cartley and Axeman before. Rome 2. Very popular unit, very powerful unit. At least in the early game when, you know, charge on a frontline infantry is still relatively important. Okay, so our reinforcing is going decently well. We'll wait one. Oh, well, we might not have time to wait one more month. Nope. But we're defending on a mountain fort. We have them outnumbered, we have a better general. Though we don't have any shock tips, which is gonna hurt. Yep, yep. Okay, so a fair number of casualties. We are now in the red with our manpower pool. Legitimacy plus 10%. Yeah, we'll do that. Everything we can do to get money at this point. So we'll mothball our maintenance and our forts. This is... oh, nope. Can't do that. Hold on. Ah. Okay, we need to get the control of Cartley back first. and now we will fabricate on millikits. Okay. Okay. Ah, right. I was watching Bitlisi, hoping we could get them up to 9. Wasn't even watching anything up here for Georgia, but yeah, this is why it's too early to abandon our alliance with the places like Kars, or sorry, places like Ajam. But what we will do, now it is probably worth it to trade favors for something. We need the 18 ducats or the men more. I'd actually say we need the men more. But 900 men is not bad for us at this point. Yeah, I know we're renewing loans. Our economy, even after having control over monetary policy on the entire game, pretty much, I mean, from 1450 onward, we still have 13% autonomy. So that's oh, that's impressive, and for all the wrong reasons. Georgian separatists in Imereti, we do have to watch. They might move over to Kartli if they take Fort in Imereti. You could actually see a resurgent Georgia here. Low odds. But they do consider all of this to be their core territory, so they might stay the Ottomans before they come over to us. Let's go ahead and core this, and now we can only 2 max promoted cultures. What's the next promoted cultures? Level 8s. Okay. We want both of these. Syrian. Why is Syrian? Why do we start with Syrian? Syrian culture is useless for us. Where's my culture tab? There it is. Syrian's down here. We're not going to be getting Syrian for a very long time, so let's go ahead and cut that out. We'll accept Georgian. We'll move toward legalism quite a bit. 83, so we could actually... let's take a look here. So, when your ruler dies, you reset to 0. So what I'm thinking is we should use this interaction now. Let's debase our currency. It's a 69 ducats, and now we can drop our corruption by 2. It doesn't get as much, but you know, dagnabbit. This is what I said might happen here. So we'll keep the Fortic Cars on. We've accepted relevant cultures now. Should be able to convert things soon. Okay, so we have an event that's keeping these things. One of the events that I clicked on because I'm an idiot is preventing me from converting these provinces, but that'll go away, and we will eventually be able to do this. I hope they cross back over. I have no desire to fight Ottoman rebels. They might. Okay, so when the Ottomans take Imereti, usually if you take something previously occupied by separatist rebels, they'll move back over toward it, which will work out just fine for us. And we will start... yeah, we'll repay that. It's a 3.5% loan, not one of the 1% loans from our states. So that's why I repaid it. We'll take a better loan when we get... Why are you coming after me? That's just rough. Yeah, that fight hurts. That fight hurts a lot. Our army is pretty much being wiped out by separatists at the moment. And we do not have enough professionalism to slacken recruitment. Oh, we might be better off recruiting the Free Company again. Let's take a look. Get 9,000 men from it. 1.33 maintenance. If we look right now at how much it costs us to maintain 9,000 of our own men, which we have, here we have 12. That would be, so what, 2.6 ducats minus 0.26 ducats, so 2.34 ducats a month. We'd actually cut our army maintenance by a good ducat here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to separate this out. I want my cavalry outside of that. We're going to consolidate these regiments here. now our overall army size is 8 out of 16. So we'll kill off one of those weak regiments here. And then we'll take it alone. And then we will hire the Free Company. And everything that I did to try and get professionalism was wasted. But sometimes that's just kind of how it happens. So let's wait for that Free Company to pop, and then we should get over to Tbilisi now, because it's 90% and they're relatively angry with us for, you know, dropping their autonomy. But this could be worse. So I think I will cut the video when we're almost ready for the war with Karakanlu. The war with Karakanlu will be its own thing. To the next one. And we didn't really get as many claims as I was hoping for. But we only got the one on Melkits. But it's important to keep the Ottomans happy with us. They have warned us. Fortunately, Karakanlu does not touch the Ottomans. So we can go to war with Karakanlu, and the Ottomans won't intervene. And we now have to do this because the Ottomans have designs on our land. If they were to attack right now, we pretty much lose the game. We'd go bankrupt, trying to fend them off. Yeah, so Van Mush, see. Let's get it one more month tick. So many events. Yeah, fix production. Is either one gonna pop? Is either one? Nope. So we'll provoke in Tbilisi because we know that they were going to pop on these mountains. We have decent defense here. Karakanlu is building their army? Yep, they are. We need to neuter Karakanlu in this next war. We'll recall that. And we can stand on Mush because the drylands in Van won't give us a penalty. We can start converting, although it's absolutely pathetic. Rate, so that's in cars. What we can do, so the rate in cars is modified by a couple things. Development for one, Orthodox for one. But we can go over here and we can grant the Enforced Religious Unity Edict. If we do this, let's take a look. So right now it's 144 months, 0.7 ducats. Grant that. 59 months, 0.7 ducats. So the cost savings on this, yes, we're paying for an edict in one of our provinces, but we cut our time for conversion, well, even less than half. 144 months down to 59 months. Still pretty slow, but the religious unity benefit from doing that will be pretty severe. So many bank loans. Just chugging through inflation. But that's okay. We took a little bit more land. It's pretty respectable Hisn Kaifa for 1470. We started off with 6 development, we're up to 138. So I'm not feeling too badly about that. We have to take Miltech 6. Even with that penalty. The reason why we have to do that is, for one, we want the better cavalry, for two, we can't afford to be a Miltech behind the Ottomans. They do look at that. Oh, okay. They do look at that when they're calculating strength rank. So even if we had the same number of troops as them, which we don't, if we were behind a Miltech, they'd say, we're stronger than you. And quite frankly, they'd be right. I do like to keep higher prestige than we are currently, but it is going down. And 20 legalism is a lot of legalism. So if we look here, that would get us close to being able to get a free loan forgiven, pretty much. So let's agree to their demands. It's okay. And we'll purchase an age ability here too. We're gonna go with the justified wars. I know money's our problem, I know people love war taxes, but I don't want the Ottomans in a coalition against me, and that matters to me far more than anything else. And we're going to be taking 100% war score with land from Karakanlu. Well, land and money if we can. But getting a bad split with the Ottomans for money, or no, the Mamluks for money, is not something we can afford to do anyway. So I think I'm going to call this one at the 1st of January 1471. Thank you guys for hanging around. We'll pick back up with this real soon. Oh, now I have a month at the end of the video. Oh, didn't really think that one through, did I? No. Not really. It's okay, it's a common problem for me. This won't be that much of an obstacle. Who have they allied? Only Mazarondon. Should be an easy war. Okay. Now we'll see you guys around.